Today is December the 4th, 2017. This Friday is one of the most important meetings of the year. This is a must attend if you live in Southern California. This is going to be the final death knell for getting us out of our cars, and it's your choice if you want to try to do something or not. The California Transportation Commission is looking at a vehicle mileage tax. They want to tax you for every mile that you drive. Now, I want to emphasize, this is not unique to California. This is not unique to California. This is being looked at in 25 states around the country. So if you live in another state, I highly recommend you do your own research so you can fight this in your state. Now I'm going to read what I wrote here on the Facebook post. Something really bad is coming down the road. The California Transportation Commission, CTC, is looking at a vehicle mileage fee. The state of California wants to track and tax you for every mile that you drive. The CTC is an unelected board appointed by the governor. One way of implementation is through the GPS boxes that are in the newer cars. Congestion pricing, where you pay more to drive at certain hours of the day, is also on the table. The idea of sending a check to DMV every month for the miles you drive is also on the table. We have seen the screenshots on Facebook in California of the $700 and $800 car registration bills. This is not about money. This is about pricing you out of your car so that you have to take public transit or ride a bike. One thing I never do is tell people to miss work for these meetings, but this is worth missing a day of work. These meetings are only held a couple of times a year, and they are always held in weird places like Chico so that we can't go. I have been watching these meetings for the last several years online, and every time they preside in front of an empty room. Nobody knows this is coming. It is time we show up in huge numbers and tell them via public comment that this crap is unacceptable. The meeting is in Riverside at the county building. The address is 4080 Lemon Street, Riverside, California 92501. The meeting is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The information will be in the description. Here are some videos from previous meetings that I have taken from the internet. Listen to how these people are talking about us.
What if there was a device in the vehicle that just as soon as you pulled up to the pump, it transmitted the data since the last time that vehicle gassed up, just the number of miles driven. For privacy folks, it's not like where they drove or, where they were at, but it's just the miles driven. And it gets reflected on the price that you pay in the pump. So instead of, you're not paying the gas tax if you have that device, you're paying just for the miles you drove. So it takes care of any of this credit rebate stuff where they are doing it in Oregon. You just, you've got that device, there's your charge for the miles you drove. A local jurisdiction, and this gets to the point that the privacy group made, if a local jurisdiction wants to impose a higher fee per mile to drive in that jurisdiction, that's a local issue.
Congestion pricing, which I personally believe in, and hopefully we'll try as a pilot sometime in my region.
Yeah, well, I think that as you look eventually in the future, you can see Starbucks saying, hey, we'll pay you 5 miles to come buy coffee at our particular location, or, come to this location and we'll pay for your miles each way. We've seen that with Uber has experimented with various shopping centers where they've incentivized people to come to the movies and take Uber, and they'll pay for it each way. And I know here in San Diego that happened up at a shopping center in the Del Mar, northern San Diego County area, and it was oversubscribed in the first couple of weeks. People were very attuned to that type of thing, and I think you can ultimately see that in this onboard telematics.
Right. Likewise, all the decisions we make on these other subjects drives the demand and the type of demand, and I think that land use question is going to be a big one because it creates demand. What kind of demand are we going to drive? Are we going to drive or instigate, I shouldn't use the word drive. Are we going to instigate demand that relies on driving? Are we going to instigate demand that can rely more on transit or walking or biking? Because we're responding as transportation professionals to the demand that's put in front of us.
All autonomous vehicles will codify in statute, will have to pay by the mile. And we'll figure out ways to.
No, I know, but but then who pays it?
Right.